Means committed bureaucracy means government tries to force bureaucrats to favor government or political party or party interest. So this there is a thin line between when we say that this policy level and political level. So policy, when we have any policy, so policy is by government formulated, but party, it is on the basis of party's agenda. Any party has its own agenda, and when that party comes to power, it forms the policy. So it is very difficult to separate both, because let's say BJP as a party, it has political agendas on which it seeks mandate. Any political party will have its own political agendas, and they will try to seek mandate on that. Once they get mandate on that, then they can make policies on that. This, when they make policy, so then they expect that bureaucrats should implement it with enthusiasm, activism. So then there is a very thin line that whether you are enthusiastic to implement policy or if you are enthusiastic to support party. So whether you are taking interest in implementation of policy because you want to support the party or you want to implement policy effectively. There is a very thin line. Only let's say that you can look inside the heart and mind of that person to see whether he is politicized or not. It is very difficult to assess the behavior. Like say we told one district magistrate, and when Prime Minister was supposed to visit that district, so he fabricated the facts, and then district was declared as open defecation free. After, let's say that sometime it was found that data was fabricated. So it is one such example that you are too much enthusiastic to get the support. Similarly, you can find there are many such civil servants. They are doing good work. So whether they are doing good work because they are supposed to do good work, or they have some political motives. So when they do good works, then they become popular. Then let's say once they become popular, government appreciates. If they do act in the favor of the government, again government appreciates, and then tomorrow you find out he has joined this. So that is what we can say, that commitment. So when we say commitment, it has positive aspect. That positive aspect, the way we told yesterday about neutrality. The neutrality you can see in three different ways. One, that you are neutral, no application of mind and heart. Another is you are indifferent. And third is that you are positively involved. You have application of wisdom, at the same time you are not partisan. This. Similarly here, let's say you commit yourself because it is your duty, it is your role. You have joined the civil service. The role of civil service is also developmental. The role of civil service is not only regulatory, that is to maintain stability and order. The role of administration is also to bring development, bring change, bring welfare. So when the role of administration is to bring welfare, administration will have to play active role. In fact, all transitional countries cannot change unless administration changes, because they depend on administration for change, which we have already told here and there, including All India Service, that how our society depends on administration for bringing change and development, because market alone or civil society, they cannot help society develop. They have their potentials, but those are limited. Like if you see rural India, in rural India the role of market is very limited. The role of civil society, hardly you can find any civil society. So the only institution which is present is administration. Hence government is dependent on administration to bring development. And if administration maintains only regulatory behavior, then status quo will be there, change will not come. So it is very clear that administration has active role. And NPM also talks, it does not matter whether you are a developed country or a developing country. NPA also talks about, NPA rejected status quo oriented, and it talks about social justice, it talks about democratization, it talks about decentralization, it talks about activist role of administration. Administration cannot remain value neutral. That is how NPA talks about. So it is clear that there should be this commitment to policy, but then there is a thin line, and that results into commitment to political interest. This of how the political parties or the government, they will try to bring change or manipulate the government machineries in such a fashion that bureaucracy is forced to show commitment. This. And that is also, let's say, that criticism given to the present government. Even if present government has done lots of good things, reforms, many changes are being, let's say, introduced. But still, let's say that bureaucrats, they criticize that government is trying to commit bureaucracy to its own ideology. One Kerala cadre, the person who topped once in civil service during 90s, he was, let's say that once his empanelment was denied, then that is how he says, or if you know, we have told that in 360-degree appraisal, that after all, what are the criteria for appraisal, which is not clear. And whether you want to see the officers ki ideological line of the officers. So while assessing and appraising, are you also trying to see their ideological lines? And you want to have the civil servants of a particular ideological line. And if other civil servants have different ideological lines, so you are sidelining them. This is also undercurrent. Undercurrent means it is, let's say that insider information or insider news among the civil servants, that whether government is trying to have a particular ideological line of civil servants. This, because government has its own agenda, you can see that nowadays what happens, if you do anything wrong and if you do not belong to the ruling class party, then there is a bulldozer. This bulldozer justice, you can see this. So they have become police, they have become advocate, and they have become judiciary. तो ना तो अब एडवोकेट की कोई ज़रूरत है और ना जुडिशरी की ज़रूरत है. अच्छा है, पेंडिंग केसेस नहीं रहेगा. So you can see this. And who is doing it? Bureaucrats. Because they supervise it. So you cannot punish a person by, let's say, a person has done one wrong, so you cannot punish by another wrong. This, but that is how it is happening, and people like it. It is mobocracy. The people like, because it is being done to other sections. It is not being done to the ruling class. This you should know, because ruling class members have gone, they have vandalized government property, but why there is no bulldozer? They have also vandalized and broken government property, but why there is no bulldozer? Anyhow, that's very different thing. But the question is that results into, so you want, either you force them to act, or they also support your bulldozer justice. This.
The first step towards achieving your dreams is having the right coach. Get the best education with Lukmaan IAS and make your UPSC dreams come true. Download the app now.